what a great call so far. I'm so glad that I'm on. I love getting on these calls. I love being with everybody here. And I really love just sharing what my mentor taught me, a long time ago, right? These ideas and concepts that were that my mentor taught me have been revolutionary in my life. And today we've got a special one today because we're going to really be sharing about one of my favorite subjects of all time. Is mindset, and the reason being is because 90% of what we do is in between your left and right ear. That's where the money's made. Okay. And if you can think like a director, you can become a director. Do you guys see how that works? If you can think like a director, you can become a director. And that's really what I want to accomplish today is giving everybody the insights of how to really have that mindset that, hey, I'm going to the top, right? I'm going to win. Have that mindset that says, you know what, I'm going to be a success. And I'm going to be talking about today, and if you're taking notes right now, the 8 steps to a director mindset. Okay. So the 8 steps to developing a director mindset and giving you guys those insights that it takes to become successful. And I want to start off obviously with the first step. And it's really a question you got to pose to yourself. Does your why make you cry? Right? Does your why make you cry? And what I mean by that is that you've got to be so fired up about what it is that you're doing that you're ready to do whatever it takes to make it happen. And I'm going to tell you like this. Why would you fight a Bengal tiger? Think about that. Like, why would you fight a Bengal tiger? Think about why would you fight a Bengal tiger? And I know a lot of you are like, hey, I don't know about fighting Bengal tigers. Well, I'd fight a Bengal tiger for my wife. Okay. And it's because I love her so much, I'll do whatever it takes. Right. And that's where you got to be. Right. It is maybe you've got that spouse that you'd fight a Bengal tiger for, or maybe you're like me, right? I got all these kids, right? And I'd fight a Bengal tiger for my kids, and that's really the mindset that I've got is like, no matter what, tiger shows up, what tiger's going to get, we're going to get into a tussle, right? We're going to get into a tussle. Now, will I beat the tiger? There's a pretty good chance I won't, right? There's a pretty good chance I won't. But at least give them enough time to be able to get out and hopefully not stand around and watch me get eaten by a tiger, but maybe become safe. Now, here's what I tell you is I'll fight a Bengal tiger for my family, right? These are our directors and hire. And it's like, this is like family. Like, and I look at this business a lot like, and I obviously was never in the military, so I don't mean any disrespect to people that are, because I can never imagine, what mainly people that went to war, what that looks like, right? But, I talked to buddies of mine that went to war, and they're like, you get this camaraderie, right? You get this, you become like family when you go to war and the people that are in your platoon. And it's kind of like, that's the way I look at our directors and hire is that it's like, man, we're in a battle and you're creating a lifelong friendship, right? It's like family for life. And that's really what, to me, it takes to win. So it's like, I'll fight a Bengal tiger for my family. 100% fight a Bengal tiger for my family. And I'll fight a Bengal tiger for my community. That's what I want you guys to think about is that I'll fight a Bengal tiger for you. And that's what I'm all about, right? I'm all about giving it everything that I got. And I'll fight a Bengal tiger for my family. So how do you understand your why? I'm going to give you right now the 6 understandings, the 6 key to understanding your why. First off, your why will be your bridge over troubled waters. Whenever you go through challenges and whenever you come into obstacles, your why is going to keep you in the game, right? So when your why is strong, the how is easy. So people ask me, like, how am I going to go director? Don't worry about how, figure out why. Once the why is there, your thoughts will pop into your head of what you need to do to make it happen. And that's God nudging you in the right direction. So just take action on those. If it is not what you want, if like, you got to think about, like, if it's not what you want, it is not what you want. It is what you're mostly connected to of why you want it. So don't think about like your what, think about your why. It's not what you want. Okay. It's not what you want. It's the emotional connection to why you want it. Like a lot of people know, like I came from a very humble beginnings, right? And as a result of that, growing up the way that I did, I never wanted my family to have to go through what I went through. So when I got started in this profession, I just went to work. I went to work. Like I grinded it. And it was because in the back of my mind, I feel like there's a wolf that's always chasing me, right? So, that's the reason why. So here's what I want to tell you is you want to write your why down where you can see it every day, right? Write it down where you can see it every day. And what you want to do is reach into the future. You guys see that? Reach into the future for inspiration. And then you want to take action like it was impossible for you not to make it happen, right? You've got to know that you're going to get the job done over, under, through. So I'm going to give you some more insights on this and how you can develop that director mindset. Is you got to ask yourself, do I have a growth or a fixed mindset? This is something that really was life-changing for me. I read a book called The Talent Code, and it changed the view that I had on developing people. It's probably one of the, and also being a parent and being a coach and everything that I do. So I really like talking about a growth mindset, because a fixed mindset says that talent is fixed, right? A growth mindset thinks like a talent is learned. I'm living proof that talent is learned, because I was a 17-year-old high school dropout when I got started in network marketing. Well, I was still in school, but I ended, I was a bum, right? When I was in school, like I wasn't paying attention, not even in the ballpark of paying attention. So I know that I learned how to do this. I know that I was naturally not good at this. Okay. I knew that it'd take me time. And fixed mindset people get discouraged by criticism. Growth mindset people are responsive to criticism. I love this. Fixed mindset people value the end result, well, where growth mindset people value the entire process. Such a major difference. Fixed mindset people have a desire for approval, while growth mindset people, they enjoy the growth and the journey. They're embracing it. They fall in love with the process. I love that. And to fixed mindset, failure is the worst thing, but to growth mindset, it's an opportunity to learn from your own mistakes. Fixed mindset people avoid challenges. Growth mindset view challenges as an opportunity. And people either have a fixed or growth mindset. That's literally what it is. And you can by the things that you say, you can affect your team into leaning into one or two directions. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that, right? What happens with a growth mindset? They keep trying until they succeed. Okay, I love talking about a growth mindset. They learn from feedback, right? They put forth the effort. They view mistakes as opportunities, right? They love new challenges. They're not afraid to fail. They get inspired by others. They ask for help. They know progress takes time. They love learning. Like, these are the type of people, man. When you get one of these people in your organization, good God, you are in freaking the driver's seat for success. Like, this is what when you get one of these people, you just know it, right? You're like, oh my God, their attitude is awesome, right? So I want to teach you how to help people get this mindset, okay? And how you do that. This is the book, The Talent Code, that I read by Daniel Coyle. And in this, there's something that they teach. They talk about Carol S. Dweck, who's the author of Mindset. She put this thing together where they took 400 fifth graders and they were studied. This was in New York City. In round one, they gave them all the same test. And half of them were praised with "you're smart." Okay. And then the other group was praised as "you must have worked hard at this," right? You must have worked hard. So the praise was different, right? One of them was, production based. One of them was, growth based, right? Where it was, thinking about yourself, like you must have worked hard at this. One's effort based language, right? And when you have that effort based praise, you're going to inspire people, right? Because that's where the growth comes from. Round two, they offered a harder test or an easier test. The majority of group A that was praised with "you are smart," they chose an easier test. 90% of group B chose a harder test. And the reason being is because they wanted to be challenged, because it wasn't about you being smart. You're looking smart. It was about the hard work is paying off. You see the difference in the praise that you do? Group, and then round three, all of them were given the same level, and I spelled level wrong, so relax, okay? Geez, I don't even want to tell you guys how many times I spell stuff wrong, okay? Level test as the first time. 20% of group A got lower results than the first time. 30% of group B had higher results than the first time. So there's no debating the fact that effort-based praise is really what you want to be using when you're developing people. Like, all your hard work is paying off, right? So how do you have a growth mindset? And this is Carol S. Dweck, the one that did this study that he talks about, that Daniel Coyle talks about in his book, Talent Code, okay? Praise is a powerful tool that can be that can significantly impact individuals' performance and mindset. By embracing effort-based praise, we can create a growth mindset, encouraging a willingness to tackle challenges and continuous improvement. On the other hand, over reliance on result-based praise, okay, when you do that, risk promoting a fixed mindset, leading to a reluctancy, right, to take on difficult tasks. There's no debating this. The more research that I've done on this, it's absolutely a fact. So let's talk about it. Let's get that. How do you become a director? You got to look at problems as opportunities, right? Challenges as opportunities, okay? Step number 3, right, is neutral thinking is for the win, right? And I love neutral thinking. Negative thinking says I won't succeed. Positive thinking says I will succeed. But neutral thinking says if I do the work, I will succeed. If I don't do the work, I won't succeed. And it's so true. It's so true. Negative thinking never works. We already know that. But sometimes if you're like, I'm going to succeed, but then you don't back it up with the actual what you need to do, that positive thinking can create so much belief in the future that you don't take action in the present. Damn, that was good. So here's what I'm going to show you guys. This book, this is where I learned this from. This book is by Trevor Mowat. And Trevor Mowat, he's basically like a sports coach for people's minds. So like the top athletes in the world, top programs, NBA teams, not anymore. He passed away at a very early age. Unfortunate. And the guy was just amazing, though. I mean, all the national championship college football teams, and like when it was Georgia, he was there as their mental coach. At Alabama as their mental coach. He went to the Tennessee Grizzlies. I mean, the list goes on and on, right? But he worked with the Seahawks and really became close with Russell Wilson. But let's talk a little bit about the illusion of choice. And this is something that he wrote because he was talking to Vince Carter. You guys all know Vince Carter? Probably not if you're not into basketball. But if you're a basketball fan, you're like, oh my God, Vince Carter. Vince Carter was like this slam dunk monster of all time. But the guy played until he was like a million years old. Okay. And the reason why I don't know how it is, but he played forever, like the longest like playing guy. And he was working with I think he was working with the Grizzlies or the Raptors at the time. And he asked Vince, like, he was talking to him. And that's when he came up that he's like, you always take an ice bath after practice. You come in early and stretch. Why do you do that? And he goes, I don't have the choice. If I want to perform and continue to keep doing what I do on a consistent basis, I've got to do this. So he's like, you don't have a choice. So he's like, so almost like choice is an illusion. And the illusion of choice, a lot of times we feel as if we have choices to make, whether we want to go and what it takes to get there. And this is what he says. The reality is it takes what it takes to succeed. Is not really what it takes to succeed. It's not a choice. Anyone who runs a marathon will tell you that mile 20 to 26 are the hardest. And anyone who quits running at mile 22 will tell you that they immediately felt better. Right when they stopped running, their body felt better. But guess what? And that's very true. But the days later, when they read about the people who finished ahead of them, who kept running, they will always have instant regret. Because you don't have a choice. If you want to have that feeling of success, you want to have that feeling of walking across that stage, you can visualize the dress you're going to be wearing or the clothes you're going to be wearing when you hit director. You can visualize what your speech is going to look like, right? You can visualize the people that are in your organization and visualize them becoming successful and visualize them doing what it takes to be successful. But you got to keep on keeping on. That's the magic, right? You got to keep on keeping on. So the steps to success, a director mindset number 4 is avoid the attitude roller coaster. And during this section, I'm going to play you guys a Jim Rohn video. It's like a 1-minute clip, but it's one of my favorites. And I can't wait for you guys to hear it. Okay. And here's what it is. The attitude roller coaster. Okay. These are the 8 ways to avoid the attitude roller coaster. Don't let your lows get too low and don't let your highs get too high. Right? Remember, people won't follow people that can't control their emotions. Okay. Have long-term vision and build for the long haul. Okay. You got to manage your expectations, maintain your composure. If you don't have a guest, I forgot have. I'm glad I'm reading this. You don't have a guest, you need the meeting. If you have a guest, the meeting needs you, right? So if there's a Zoom, an opportunity Zoom, and if you're like, oh, I'm going to get on that opportunity Zoom because I got a guest, but I don't have a guest, so I'm not going to get on. It's like if you don't have a guest, you definitely need to be on paying attention and getting excited. If you have a guest, right, the meeting needs you, right? So when you have challenges, positives go down, negatives go up. Negatives don't go sideline. Do you understand that? Like, I watch rookies, people that don't understand what leadership looks like, and they'll be negative and complain to the sidelines. And I'm like, or their downlines. It's like, dude, did you eat a bottle of stupid pills today? Like, talk to your upline. Don't talk to your sideline or your downline about your, problems. I mean, most people are when you have a problem, the majority of people are glad that you have it, and the other half don't care, right? That's a John C. Maxwell one. But positives go down, negatives go up. Don't say stupid S out loud. And you guys know what I mean by S. It's a bad word. Okay, you don't say stupid stuff out loud. Let me give you an example. Bill Buckner, he played for the Red Sox and helped lose the 1986 World Series for his team, right? It was the last inning and everybody was packing up and going home. Then and his team was up, right? The Red Sox were up. The Mets, there was no way they could beat them. It was just like, all we got to do is get these outs. But what happened was a slow ground ball, goes right through Bill Buckner's legs at first base. And what's crazy about it, or what's interesting, or what we can learn from that, is they found a video footage a few years ago. They just found this footage, and they found an old recorded interview of Buckner before this happened, where he said, the dream would be to win a World Series, but my real nightmare would be to let the game-winning run score on a ground ball through my legs that cost us the World Series. Dude, what are you thinking about? Like, can you imagine visualizing not succeeding? How dumb is that? I can't even believe this happened. Like, what? He said it out loud. What happened? So whatever you focus on becomes a reality. If you focus on challenges, you're going to get more challenges. If you focus on things as opportunities, you're going to get more opportunities. It's so easy. But if you don't understand it, you don't know it, right? So the road to success is always under construction. View challenges as opportunities to grow. Adversity doesn't build character, it reveals it. Watch this. See, these are different challenges and you can't see over them. You come to a challenge, and the first challenge, you're like, all right, I'm going to make it happen. And you get over the first challenge, and then boom, you don't get over the third challenge. Okay. That's one opportunity, right? You didn't step up. How do you do it? The key is this. The key to becoming successful is don't try to you got to get so big that you can just step over the obstacles, right? If you grow yourself, you can just walk right over the obstacles. Now, I want to show you guys this video right now. I hope I can get this thing to play. But this is about the Attitude Roller Coaster by Jim Rohn, and I think I have it playing. I hope it works.
But here's what I'm asking you. Don't let complaining master your life. If you become a chronic complainer, I'm telling you, nobody wants to be around you. Chronic complainer. I wouldn't want you for a business partner. Don't let complaining conquer your life. See if you can't drive it into a small corner. That's the season of summer. Nourish your values like a mother and fight your enemies like a father. Even if you have to fight the enemies that are within yourself. Make this note. Don't become a victim of yourself. It's possible to become a victim of tragedy. It's possible to become a victim of gossip. It's possible to become a victim of the things that happen out there. But here's the most important thing. Don't become a victim of yourself. Forget the thief in the alley that's after your purse. What about the thief in your mind that's after your promise? The thief in your mind that says you're too short. The thief in your mind that says you're too tall. The thief in your mind that says, well, yes, it'll happen to people out in California, but it can't happen way over here on this side of the world. I'm asking you to conquer that thief, even though you find him in your own consciousness.
Dang, that was exactly it. So I love Jim Rohn.
But here's what I'm asking you.
I'm a major Jim Rohn addict. And my mentor taught me this. He said, a flowing river has trash in it. You just can't see it. But once that river stops moving, all the trash floats to the top. He said, your mind is just like a river. As long as you're flowing and everything is good, you're going to have challenges, but you're going to be making it happen so much, and you're going to be focused on the outcome. and making it happen that you're not even going to notice the trash. So it's about your schedule, right? It's about running for director. You've got to be focused on visualizing the result of becoming a director. You have to visualize becoming a director. Now you got to be aware of TDSers, right? And SNIOPs. What's a SNIOP? Like, what's a TDS, or what are you talking about, Tim? Let me share with you guys this. When you're climbing the ladder of success, beware of SNIOPs and TDSers, right? A TDSer is a toxic dream stealer, right? And what is this? I pushed the wrong button. Okay. And a SNIOP is susceptibility of negative influence of other people. So basically, becoming successful at anything that you do, you're trying to get into the top 5%, and you're trying to get away from the 95%. So think of it like a ladder. When you start climbing a ladder, people out there that are 95%ers are going to see you trying to become successful, and they're going to be like crabs in a bucket. They're going to try to pull you down. So when I got started in this profession, I realized that very early on, that there was a lot of people that didn't want to see me succeed. So guess what I did? I went ahead and succeeded, because that was like gas, right, on a fire. Like you, if it wasn't for the negative people that told me that I couldn't do it, I wouldn't have made it. Because honestly, that's what was my why. When I got started it was ESMM, right? Some of you heard the story, but Miss Mitchell did not want me to succeed, my English teacher. And she's what drove me, right? And I'm not going to tell you the ESMM story because it's too aggressive, but that's what made me get after it, right? So I love the book Think and Grow Rich. You guys all know that my wife and I listened to that on repeat, the audio, as we slept for 8 years. But one of my favorite things that he talks about in that book is at the end, right? The devil's workshop, right? And he talks about the fears, right? But he says indecision is the seedling of fear. Indecision crystallizes into doubt. The two blend together to become fear. So indecision crystallizes into doubt, right? So doubt and indecision combine themselves to become fear. And he said the 6 basic fears are fear of poverty, fear of criticism, fear of ill health, fear of loss of love of someone, fear of old age, and fear of death. These are the basic fears. But guess what he says? That there's the devil's workshop. He calls it the 7th basic evil, is more deeply seated and often more times fatal than the other 6 fears combined. For want of a better name, let's call this evil susceptibility to negative influences. Okay? Those who actually accumulate great riches always, I like the fact that he says the word always, ding, 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 ding. Those who accumulate great riches always protect themselves against this evil. The poverty-stricken never do. Okay? Those who want to succeed in any calling must prepare themselves to resist this evil. You understand that? This is it. The susceptibility of negative influences. That's the biggest, good God, that's the biggest enemy out there. Jim Rohn just said it. Napoleon Hill said it, back in the turn of the century, right? Recognize the fact. Oh, God, I love this part of the book. Woo! Recognize the fact that you and every other human being are by nature lazy, indifferent, and susceptible to all suggestions that harmonize with your weakness. Do not expect troubles. Don't expect troubles, because they have a tendency not to disappoint. God, it's about to get good. Life is a checkerboard, and the player opposite of you is time. If you hesitate before moving or neglect to move promptly, your pieces will be wiped off the board by time. You are playing against a partner who will not tolerate indecision. Woo! Woo! That's stronger than a garlic milkshake, baby. Like, I love that, okay? So guard your mind against negative people, right? And mainly if like Jim Rohn says, definitely don't let that person be you. Right? Imagine that. If you're the one that's stopping you from becoming successful because you're dumping in your own head, right? Be focused on what you want the outcome to be. And the focus is obviously getting director. So you got to, whoa. What are we doing here? Goodness gracious. We got to do what? These are going to be the steps to director, but this is important. Number 6. Okay. And I'm over here pushing buttons right now like never before. Okay. Or somebody else doing that. Goodness gracious. I do not know what's going on right now in my life. Okay. Let me go. Then I pushed it, and then something else happens, right? So now we're back on track again. I love it whenever we have challenges like that, because it's opportunities for us to grow. Jackpot. Les Brown. Okay, somebody is doing that now. Who is this person? I feel like there's ghosts over here. You guys all know who Les Brown is. If you don't, he's one of the best of all times, right? He has a book called Live Your Dreams. Okay. And one of the things that I got a chance to go to dinner one time with Les Brown, and he just stung me, right? I mean, it was like so much great information. We went to Orange Hill here in Orange County, you know, where you look out over all of Southern California. And we went to dinner, and this is what he was talking about was you have 1,000 words per minute that go through your head. And that's what the majority of people think, right? 1,000 words per minute. He said the majority of people can speak about 125 words per minute. So even when you're talking, you have 875 words that unaccounted for. And he said most people think most people don't think. They just recycle their fears, their doubts, and their self-imposed limitations. Woo! That's hot. That is hot. Okay. Let's talk about this. When I love showing this because I can remember that like it was yesterday when my mentor drew this up, right? This guy's name was Dr. Brad that I worked with at the time that showed me this, one of my mentors. And he wrote down 1 + 1 is 2, 2 + 2 is 4, 3 + 3 is 6, 4 + 4 is 7, 5 + 5 is 10. And he asked everybody, what do they see? And I didn't raise my hand, but I was like, I don't know, just a bunch of numbers, dude. And everybody in the room was like, obviously 4 + 4 is not 8. It is 8, not 7. And that's what he said. He goes, that's the reason why most of you guys will never be successful. He goes, because you look for fault like there's a reward for it. He goes, that's how most people think. Most people, and you can tell when you talk to people, right? What are they focusing on? The one thing that's wrong, right? Or the 4 things that are right. If you're that's 80% are right. If you focus on the 80% of things that are right. So I started doing this with my son when I started homeschooling my 19-year-old when he was a little dude, and he would take a test. I would say, this one's right. And I would circle it with a red pen. This one's right. This one's right. This one's right. And I would, instead of the ones that were wrong, I would circle the ones that were right. You understand? Like, you've got to understand, you've got to be a good finder, not a fault finder, because whatever you focus on expands. Whatever you focus on expands. I'm telling you guys right now how to become a director, because it's your attitude, not your aptitude, that will determine your altitude. We just got stung like a bee right now. Say it again, Tim. It's your attitude, not your aptitude, that will determine your altitude. My mentor taught me that too. Here's what I'm going to share with you guys. If you, A is the first letter in the alphabet, T is the 20th letter, I is the 9th letter, T is the 20th letter, U is the 21st, D is the 4th, E is the 5th. And if you add up all those letters, you know, there's 3 T's in there. If you add everything up right there, it comes out to be 100. Because 100% of your success is determined by your attitude. Let's talk about it, okay? And what happens is you've got basically you got 2 minds. You got a subconscious mind and a conscious mind. Okay, this is one of my mentors taught me this, okay? He said the conscious mind is the captain and your unconscious mind is the crew. So when your conscious mind gives orders, your unconscious mind figures it out. And what he trained was like, have you ever been stumped when you were in school on a math problem you just couldn't figure out? And you were thinking about it, and you ended up closing your books, going to bed, and then you woke up and you understood it. He goes, that's your unconscious mind never stopping. Your unconscious mind doesn't sleep. Your conscious mind does, right? But when your conscious mind being the captain and your unconscious mind being the crew, whatever the captain says with conviction, the crew's going to make happen. God, this is valuable. And if the captain says, we can't do that, the crew says, then we won't. We won't. If the captain says, how can we? The crew says, we will. So the captain gives the orders and the crew makes it happen. You can control your conscious mind. You can't control your unconscious mind, but you can give your unconscious mind orders by accepting responsibility, right? And saying, hey, I'm going to take over and I'm going to make this thing happen. I'm going to become a success. God, I'm getting fired up right now. Okay, here's what I want to show you guys. There's 2 types of people. There's winners and people who haven't learned how to win yet. Did you catch that? You're either a winner or you're somebody that hasn't learned how to win yet. And I'm going to tell you the difference in your self-talk. A person that hasn't learned how to win yet says, I can't. A winner says, how can I? How can I? People that haven't learned how to win yet, they say it's too hard. A winner, guess how they think? They say, how can I get better? See how smart that is? Somebody that hasn't learned how to win yet says it doesn't work. A winner thinks, how can I make it work? You see how they're asking questions to their conscious mind? I mean, the conscious mind is taking control. If somebody that hasn't learned how to win yet says nobody's interested, a winner says, how can I get people interested? Oh my God, this is valuable. People that haven't learned how to win yet say, I can't figure it out. Winners say, how can I figure it out? God, I'm glad I'm on this call today. I'm getting fired up. I'm glad I jumped on this Zoom today, man. I'm getting the best training of all, okay? So I'm telling you guys, it's the 6 inches between your 2 ears. You have to guard mine and watch yourself talk, okay, if you want to be successful. And don't let people, don't let, my mentor used to say, don't let people doo-doo in your head. You know what I mean? But you got to have a conviction and a confidence and a certainty that's going to attract people. So here's what I'm going to share with you guys. This is the 7th step. Raise and share your level of enthusiasm, right? I love this, okay, about understanding enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is the way that you hold life's possibilities. It shows up in your demeanor. The way that you walk, the way that you talk. How do you feel about your future? You guys see that? If you're passionate, it shows up in your demeanor. Enthusiasm is the most contagious of all human emotions. If you're not lit on fire with enthusiasm, you got to get committed to these Friday calls because I'll light you on fire, right? If you're not on fire after this call, your wood's wet, baby. Right? Enthusiasm is the best cosmetic. I love that jackpot. You understand what I'm saying? Enthusiasm is the best cosmetic. You know what I mean? You see an ugly person like me, right? But I get excited. Somebody might be like, man, he's looking good. It's not that I'm looking good. I'm just excited. You understand? Excitement makes you look better than you are. Okay? If you're like bummer, like what is the guy? Eeyore. Dude. Eeyore over there, he doesn't look cute, right? I know, but guess what? Tigger does. Oh, that guy is adorable. So I'm telling you guys, enthusiasm is the best cosmetic. If you want to know, it's not what you know, it's how you feel about what you know. How do you feel about everything that you know? And I'll tell you this, I love this one. I love this one because I will scare 1 out of 10 people away by being too excited. But that's better than scaring 9 out of 10 away by not being excited enough. I found a gold mine. It's called Riman. I got the best products in the world. Did you guys see this new stuff? It's Jackpot City, baby. I got the new stuff. And I'm telling you right now, it's a gold mine. We got a gold mine on our hands, guys. I got a pick and an axe, and I'm going to go dig some gold, baby. So here's what I'm showing you guys. I'm going to teach you guys something called fear, F-E-A-R. It all starts with faith, right? You got to have the faith you got to say to yourself, I've got the faith I'm going to win. You got to have the faith. And the faith is like believing in something that that's not tangible yet. Having the faith that it's going to happen for you. Okay? My mentor called it absolute faith. Absolute faith. Absolute certainty that you're going to win. You got to have absolute certainty. 1% doubt, you're out, right? You got to be all in. You got to be all in. I'm going to the top, over, under, through. I'm going to make a fortune with this opportunity. I'm going director. And if you're Chinese on the call, dongsha, 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 right? It almost sounds dongsha, dongsha, dongsha. It almost sounds like German. Probably because of the way I say it, because I got that little German stuff going on. Here's what I tell you. Faith, when you have that faith, you're going to get enthusiastic. The 4 last letters of enthusiasm is I-A-S-M. I am sold myself. Look, bottom line is this. I'm sold. I sold myself on Riman. Do you guys get that? I'm so sold on Riman, I'll bite the bark off a tree right now. I'm sold. If I can sell myself, I can sell others on everything that I do. My work ethic is second to none. Okay? Guess what? I'm sold on working hard. So I can also do that. But I tell people, like, if you can't even sell yourself on working hard, you're not going to be able to sell other people on it either. Right? You got to be able to, I am sold on using the products. My skin is bling, bling. Do you guys get what I'm saying? Like, I'm glowing, baby. It's like, turn the lights off and I glow. It's like, that's what's going on right now. I love the products. I love using them. I love the fact that my skin is looking better than I'm like, boom. I was, if you would have saw me before, what I'm saying is I'm sold. And that IASM is sold, but you got to have that faith, the faith that you're going to make it happen. If you're like, I'm going to make it happen and you got your fingers crossed, it ain't going to happen, baby. You got to know faith. right? You got to take action. Without action, my mentor said, nothing counts, right? And you will automatically take action if you're enthusiastic. If your enthusiasm is based upon faith that you're going to be a director, and then that action is going to get you the results, and the results are going to strengthen your faith. So it goes FEAR, FEAR. And the faith triggers the enthusiasm, that triggers the action, that triggers the results. Everybody on this call wants more results. Well, you got to strengthen your faith. You got to strengthen your belief system. I'm going to the top. No matter if somebody says something to me negative, adverse, whatever, I'm going to the top. That's got to be the mindset right now that we all adopt. So let's talk a little bit about it. You love the products? Share your enthusiasm and transfer that emotion to others. And guess what happens? It turns into customers. Somebody goes, hey, Tim, I want to get more customers. I say, use more products. They're like, what? I go, put more products on. You're just dabadooya. You can't be a dabadooya. You got to lather it on your face. If you want to get more customers, use more product because you're going to get better results and people are going to notice your glow. Jackpot. Here it is. Love the opportunity. You got to love Riman, right? I love this opportunity. I love jumping on these calls. I love hanging out with you guys. And yet share and transfer that emotion. You know what I mean? If you love the opportunity and you transfer that emotion, you're going to get new planners. And obviously the biggest one is loving events. Loving events. When you love events and you share that emotion, if after this call, you're calling up your people saying, oh my God, Friday's call was the best call ever. I'm telling you right now, we're going to make this thing happen. I'm so glad that I got on. They're going to be like, dude, I got to get on one of those calls. You get what I'm saying? Like, you've got to transfer that emotion. And obviously the big event, the centerpiece of everything that we do is what? You know, it's the national, right? And you got to build for Long Beach. When new people get started, get them committed right away and share that enthusiasm and that love. And you're going to get a lot of people to the convention. You start getting a lot of people to the convention, your group is going to grow like wildfire through a dry brush field, right? We already know that. Last one is what? 8. If it is to be, it's up to me. Oh my God, we're doing good on time. If it is to be, it is up to me. Okay. You got to ask yourself this. Are you only toe in or are you all in? Let me share with you what I'm saying. Okay. In 2 years, we just had the Winter Olympics. In 2 years, we're going to have the Summer Olympics. Watch the pool racing people. I don't even know if it's called pool racing. I think it's called swimming, knucklehead. But you know what I'm talking about. Pool racing, baby. Woo! Pool racing. Oh my God. No, it's called swimming. And you watch these swimmers, you're never going to see somebody that the gun goes off and the people dive into the pool and then somebody in lane 8 just dips their toe in the water. They ain't getting a gold medal. They're not getting a gold medal. You got to, if you want to win a gold medal, you got to go all in. Yeah, that's how you adopt that director mindset. I'm going director no matter what. I'm going to be walking that stage no matter what. Okay. And maybe right now you might have a goal just to be a team leader by convention. That's okay. Right. But I'm going team leader because I'm going what? Director, right? You got to think high to rise. You got to be sure of yourself before you can ever win a prize. Life's battles don't always go to the stronger or faster man, but the sooner or later, the man who wins is the man who thinks he can. Napoleon Hill. Okay. Anyways, 7 reminders. Okay. 7 mindset reminders. These are tips. Look at everybody as they say, help me on the forehead. Okay. This is it. Every person you share Riman with is like opening up a Christmas gift or a birthday gift or whatever, right? You can't say the wrong thing. You can't say the right thing to the wrong person, and you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. Think about what I'm saying. You can't say the right thing to the wrong person, and you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. All you got to do is, guess what? Talk to people. Somebody's like, well, what do I say? Something. My mentor said, I don't care what you say. He goes, throw a rock outside and go stand by the rock. And next time somebody walks by the rock, say you're the first person to walk by the rock. He goes, that'll get a conversation started. Right? So whatever you do, just take action. I'm not saying throw a rock and do that. I'm just saying that's what my mentor was explaining to me. It doesn't matter. Just go. Fire, ready, aim, right? Don't be a professional aimer. Ready, aim, 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 aim. The more you say, the more they judge. The less you say, the less they judge. You don't want to fire hose people. You want to give them a little bit of information. Boom, get them on the call. Get them on the Zoom. Get them in front of your upline leader. Get them to a pop-up, right? We're going to pop till we drop, baby. TTMP, right? Talk to more people. This is it right here. If it is to be, it is up to me, right? You got to have that right mindset. You got to say, right, I'm going to talk to more people. And obviously, everybody knows build your business with expectancy. Visualize people being excited. Visualize people wanting to buy your products. Visualize people showing up to your pop up. Visualize people saying, I want to do this. I want to do this with you. The visualization, the expectancy is what it's all about. And timing is more important than talent. The time is now. We got the perfect timing right now. So, what I want to show you right now is apples, apples, apples. When you're recruiting somebody and you bring people to your pop-up, we're going to be talking about pop-ups tomorrow, next Friday. Like, why? Oh, you're going to love that pop-up training. How to pop your way up to director, pop-up. But people are going to be an apple. So imagine you had a bucket of apples at an orchard and you're reaching in there and you pull out an apple. This is a red apple. You're like, delicious. And you eat it. You pick out another apple. It's a green apple. You put it back, right? You say, I'll wait for this one to ripen. Pull it out, you get a rotten apple. Don't put it back in the barrel, right? Just throw that bad boy, right? You don't want to have that because one rotten apple will spoil the whole barrel, right? So if when you're introducing people to the opportunity, you got to realize you're looking for the red apples. The green apples, they don't want to do it yet. Just keep following up. And then your rotten apples, they're like, no, just move on, right? But don't throw it back in the barrel, right? You're looking for the lookers. So let's talk about it, right? The lessons of the parable of the sower. I love this one. The sower was ambitious and had excellent seed. Sounds like us. We got excellent seed. And the sower starts sowing the seed, and some of the seed falls by the wayside, and the birds get it. The birds are going to get some of your seed. Somebody gets excited about the opportunity, and their husband says, you've never been successful in anything. Guess what? And then all of a sudden you can't find them no more. You're like, did they get abducted by aliens? No, they got taken by the birds, right? The birds got them. Seeds fall on rocky ground where the soil is shallow. They get excited. Oh man, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And you're like, all right, let's get together and launch your business. What? I don't know if I want to do that. What happened, right? They weren't, the ground was too shallow. They couldn't grow the roots down. So what do? Just keep on sowing. The seed falls by thorny ground. Right? What is the thorny ground? Those are the challenges, right? It starts growing and all of a sudden a thorn chokes it to death, right? They're like, oh God, I want to do this, but it's just, I don't know. And then they come up with excuses. It's like Friday training, take notes. Oh my God, right? And the thorns get them. And then the key is the sower keeps on sowing. Smart sower, sowing. Keep on sowing. And finally, the seed falls on good ground, as it always does. Now, some of the good ground produce 30%. Some of the good ground produce 60%. Some of the group produce 100%. Think about that. Some of it produced 30%. What does that mean? Just keep on sowing. Keep planting the seeds. If you want to have a harvest in fall, you got to plant now, right? You got to plant in the spring. Now is springtime. Now is opportunity. We got first movers advantage. This is the time to make it happen. And the most important thing you can do is when a brand new person gets in, get them committed for the convention, right? We've got about 5 months until August 7th, 8th, and 9th. 5 months. If you wait till the last minute to try to get everybody in, you're missing the boat. If you get people committed today for the convention, when somebody gets started, you get them committed to the convention right away. Guess what happens? In 4 months or 5 months, when the convention comes around, they're going to be hitting massive position because they already visualize themselves becoming successful. You got to build your business around conventions. That's the catalyst that drives everything. At the convention, I told a story about my daughter, right? My daughter, when she was like younger, she liked Justin Bieber, right? When he first came out and Justin Bieber was doing his first concert tour, right? And he was going to be in San Diego. My daughter's birthday's in January. This concert was in the middle of August. My wife bought tickets in January to give to her for the August concert. For the next 8 months, my daughter was the best ever. She was taking out trash. She was like trying to do my job, right? I mean, she's trying to do dishes. Like, you need to slow down, okay? That's what I do. And my wife was like jacked to see her doing her homework just because she was so positive and excited because she had that commitment she was going to go see Bieber. And every time a Justin Bieber song would come on, I said, oh, I'm going, right? And that was her attitude and her mindset. And it's because we bought those tickets in January for the August situation. You've got to get your people committed. So every time I talk about convention, they're like, yes, I'm going. Yes, I'm going. Yes, I'm going. Right. And if they're not, they're like, oh, I got to get committed for that. And I haven't done yet. And then they beat themselves up. Right. So register today. This QR code is correct. Okay. You can scan this QR code and register today for the convention. Right now, okay, a single ticket is only $139. Okay. Now, some of you have uplines that maybe bought a 10-ticket bundle, right? Or their 10-ticket bundle might be gone, okay? Because all the leaders bought a 10-ticket bundle, and some of them are already gone, right? They already sold all their tickets. But check in to see if the 10-ticket bundle is, if anybody got that on your team. If not, just get a single ticket ASAP. Don't wait for somebody to call you. Just take action now, okay? All right? The 10-ticket bundle is only $9.99, right? Register today. Obviously, the price, the last time to take advantage of this discounted price is April 30th. Make sure you take advantage of that like never before, okay? So let's talk about a call to action to wrap this thing up. Register now for Vegas. Listen to what I'm saying. Register now for Vegas, okay? Now, if you're in Asia, obviously don't come to Vegas. Go to the one in your area, which is Macau, right? The Londoner we talked about. And now if you are not a senior manager yet, I'm just telling you right now, you want to hit before the 23rd of this month. Circle and highlight the 23rd. If you're already a senior manager and above, get your team to senior manager before the 23rd because a big announcement is coming on the 23rd. Okay? So you got to get to senior manager before that announcement drops. If that announcement drops and you're not a senior manager, you're going to dislocate your hip, kicking yourself in the butt. You got to position yourself for success. So hit senior manager before the 23rd of March. We got time to do that. I promise you can make it happen. Now get your prospects Monday overview with Christy Belliston. Everybody knows she's the best presenter, right? Everybody wants to get people in front of Christy Belliston, right? She's just, when she talks, it's just like, oh my God, I want to get started. Like she's the best. So everybody knows that, right? She's like the best presenter I've ever seen. And every time I hear her talk, I want to sign up, right? Every time she talks, my wife wants to buy something from her. Like, she's like, I'm like, babe, we already have that, Jill. Like, stop. She's like, I just want to buy it again because Christy's talking about it. So she's going to be doing an overview. Leverage that, right? Get your prospects on the money overview. Next thing is this, rank advance to director or team leader by Vegas, right? If you're not a team leader yet, go get team leader done. That's okay. You understand? But I'm challenging you, go for director. Right? You got to be having that mindset. I'm going director no matter what by Las Vegas. Right? And then what we want to do is pop to your drop, baby. Pop to your drop. Okay. The K pop-up party is going down starting March 15th. Okay. March 15th. We're going to start the K pop-up challenge. So on March 15th, when you go to Team 1% Facebook page, there's going to be something in the featured section. It's always going to be the first thing in the featured section. And it's going to be at the top of the list. I'm going to try to pin it there if I can, but it's going to say basically put your K pop-up pictures here, and it'll be one post, and everybody just puts their one post under that area in the comment section. And then on every Monday, we're going to do a drawing, right? We're going to raffle off. We're doing $3,000 in cash and prizes. Okay. But here's what I'm telling you. We're going to give it out every Monday. Here's what I'm going to tell you. We're going to be doing Facebook Lives. All the leaders are committed. I love our leadership core. I love these guys. I love these directors and all these leaders that we have, because every day you're going to see the sheet come out on the Team 1% page, but there's going to be all these directors and all these leaders that are masters of K pop-ups. They're going to be jumping on Facebook Lives. Now, Monday through Friday's English. Saturday, we're going to have Spanish leaders. So we have Spanish speakers that are going to do the Saturday. Okay. So we're going to do it in English Monday through Friday, and then we're going to do it Spanish on Saturday. What I'm telling you is you want to make sure you get on these Facebook Lives, right? And learn from the best of the best. Get your team on these Facebook Lives and learn from the best of the best. We're having so much fun. So I'm going to wrap this thing up here right now by telling you something is this. Why not you? Why not you? Think about it, right? If I can do it, you can do it, right? Anybody can make it happen. It's going to come down to desire. You got to visualize the results that you want to have happen for you. You got to have that mindset that says, I'm going to the top. I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to be a success. I'm going to make my goals and dreams become a reality. And ain't nobody going to outwork me. Think about that. What if that's your mindset? Nobody's going to talk to more people than me. I'm overbooking my schedule with money-making activities. What's a money-making activity, Tim? in the presence of prospects. You look at my schedule, you're like, dang, dude, you're out of this world. Because every hour on the hour, I'm just working. I'm sharing because I love Riman. I love sharing this with people. I feel like a jerk if I'm not talking to people about getting an opportunity to be able to take advantage of this opportunity. Like, I feel like I think it's a sin, right? When you find something that's so special not to allow other people to participate with you. Like, I'm just sharing this thing with everybody because I love this opportunity. I love helping people win. I love watching people grow. Man, hey, Tara, thank me. Thank you. Thank you guys for jumping on this Zoom, right? Because you guys are growing. You understand? Like, you guys are the ones. See what I'm saying? If not, I would just be jacking myself up if you guys weren't here. Right? If I'm just jacking myself up, I'm doing a Zoom. My wife's like, what's wrong with you? You're just looking at the computer getting pumped up. I'm telling you right now, this is our time. This is it. We're never going to have a situation like this. We're never going to have a moment in time, a window of opportunity like this. Don't let this window of opportunity slip through your fingertips. Make a commitment right now that says, I'm going to the top. I'm going to make it happen. I'm going director. And there's no debate session. Like, my name is Tim. I know that. If you told me my name is Tom, I'm not going to believe you. There's like, no, you're Tom. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm Tim. 100% guaranteed. No debate. I'm not even open for discussion with that. That's the same way you've got to be about succeeding in Riman. There was zero doubt in my mind when I got started in Riman that we were going to make this thing happen. We're going to be doing, hey, I'm telling you right now, we're going to be doing $100 million a month in sales. Our organization is. I guarantee you that. Guarantee you that. That's a guarantee. So I'm letting you know right now, you got to have 100% conviction. I'm talking to the point where you know that you're going to be a director. You got to be like, man, I'm 100% convinced I'm going to go director. And then we're going to get to work and make it happen. You got to have the mindset. You got to have the mindset that I'm already a director. Just I'm waiting for the volume to update. You see what I'm saying? I'm just waiting for the volume to update. You got to be able to visualize it, man. You got to be able to see it in your mind's eye and know that you're not just thinking about some craziness, that it's going to happen for you. I'm going to the top, over, under, or through. And I'm going to pave a way. Right? I'm going to pave a way for other people to follow. And I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to lead by example. And I'm going to get everybody there with me. Because I'm not just going to go to the top by myself. I'm going to grab everybody. Because I'm not a travel agent. I'm a tour guide. I'm taking people with me. You get that? And I'm taking people right now that decide I'm going all out. So if you're not a team leader right now, let's wrap team leader up like a lumpia. You know what I'm talking about, Coach Pat. I see you. That's why I had to do the lumpia, right? I'm wrapping it up like a lumpia Shanghai. Like, let's go, right? We're doing this. And if you're already a team leader, it's like I'm going director right now. I'm grabbing people right now that are directors, and I'm going to be popping directors like popcorn, like Orville Wilburbacher. You guys remember that guy? I don't think that's his name. Orville pops popcorn. Like, that's what we're doing, man. We're doing it like Orville and Wilburbacher, right? Or whatever those dudes' name is. We're popping popcorn. And we're going to start popping team leaders like popcorn. We're going to start popping directors like popcorn. And I'm challenging you right now to step up and say, I'm going to be one of those people right here, right now. So I love you guys so much. I can't wait to see everybody soon. Let's go all out, massive action. Let's set a pace. Let's set a tone, and let's get out there and make it happen, everybody. God bless you guys. I love you guys. Let's make it happen together, man. Talk to you guys real soon. Appreciate you.